51-14. They went on to win the national title. Winston went on to win the Heisman. The Tigers and Seminoles meet again, this time at Joe Campbell Stadium in Tallahassee. The scene is shifting down to Florida, and so is Winston's status for the ACC Open.
Won't play the first half of a game that could go a long way in determining who wins the ACC Atlantic and the ACC as a whole, and by extension potentially earns a trip to the college football playoff. Bigger than that, though, the behavior of a young man who's the face of his university, something Tony and Mike addressed today on PTI.
All right, Wilbon, what do you make of the half-game suspension for Jameis Winston?
Tony, this might be a fairly significant punishment in ordinary times, but these days ain't ordinary. I mean, you've got the backdrop of what is going on in the NFL, a different place, but still football and football players. You've got domestic and child abuse allegations out there, and you've got a person in Jameis Winston who is constantly doing dumb things.
Yeah.
And so they don't have to be illegal necessarily, even though he has put himself in jeopardy at times there too. It just, I don't know. I think that perhaps there should have been an entire game. And a half game would normally be enough, but this is, again, these aren't ordinary times.
He doesn't get it. I mean, there's a sexual assault charge out there, and he is not formally charged. He gets away on that. He then goes out and pockets crab legs from the supermarket and says he doesn't know how this happened.
There was a BB gun incident even earlier.
Every time this happens, he stands in front of some cameras and he says, I'm really sorry. I understand what I did. I'll never do it again. I understand I'm a public figure and I've got to be held to a higher standard. And then he does it again. He does it again. So, I mean, he comes off as a very entitled baby at this point.
Actually worse. And he comes off as someone with disregard. And I tell you who's going to
be
more concerned in Florida State, where they'll navigate this, because colleges just stockpile great players. If you're a football factory like Florida State, and you don't, it doesn't matter ultimately. But NFL teams, if you got the first overall pick and you think you're going to take
you have to be
a franchise quarterback, and you take this kid,
I don't know. Be wary.
That's a bell. We're done. Back to you.
We will turn.